In this video, I'm reviewing the Lamy A5 Hardcover Notebook. I'll go over the specs, I'll do a paper test, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this notebook, so stay tuned. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. Alright, let's get on with the review. So here we have the A5 Lamy Hardcover Notebook. It comes shrink wrapped. The only other packaging is this sort of half jacket which shows the special Lamy ruling, and then it has specs here. This is in German, but on the back we have French and English. I'll go over those really quickly. Lamy ruling, 192 pages of 90 GSM ivory paper. 8 of those sheets are perforated. There's a pen loop, elastic band, a back paper pocket, thread stitched inner, ink-proof and acid-free paper. Okay, let's take this off. The hardcover Lamy notebooks, they come in this size, A5, and then they come in an A6, a little bit smaller size. All of the hardcover Lamy notebooks are this silver finish, and I believe this finish is supposed to look like the brushed metal, kind of like you would get on the Lamy 2000. It's a nice looking cover. I do wish there were more options though. And then on the back here we have the Lamy logo embossed, and I made this dirty somehow. Then on the outside we have these colored edges, which is a pretty nice detail. It matches the pen loop and the elastic strap and one of the 2 bookmarks. Now inside, paste down here, just plain kind of white, and then on the first page, name, address, phone number, Lamy logo, and here paper from responsible sources, made in Italy. This is one of the few Lamy products that are not made in Germany. Looking at the Lamy ruling here, the ruling is basically a hybrid of a dot graph paper and a ruled paper. So you have these dotted graph squares which are 4 millimeters each, and then you have the solid lines, so those are 8 millimeters in between the solid lines. This ruling is pretty nice. I like writing on it, and I think it'd be quite good for practicing handwriting because you have your solid baseline here, and then you kind of have a middle line, and you'd have a line that you could use for your descenders. So I think if you wanted to practice handwriting, this could be a really good paper for that. The lines and the grid here is in kind of a sort of medium gray color. Now, somewhere here I did a paper test. Here's the paper test that I did. Starting up top, this is a Pilot Parallel 6mm pen. For those of you that don't know what this is a calligraphy fountain pen, and it puts down a very wide 6mm line. In terms of performance, these top 3 are the fountain pens I tested. This Mont Blanc 149 oblique double broad nib is a very wet and wide fountain pen nib. And if we look on the back, there is no bleeding. There are a couple of really minor spots here from the Pilot Parallel, but overall for fountain pen this is really good paper performance. Now, the pens that failed the bleed test would be the Sharpie, and actually I've recently tested 10 different hardcover notebooks, and every single one of them the Sharpie went through, as did this Copic Sketch. This is a alcohol-based brush marker pen, and none of those 10 or so hardcover notebooks that I tested were able to not have that pen bleed through. Same goes with this Pilot drawing pen. This is the oil-based version. They make a water-based version which most paper can handle, but this one is a really difficult one. And then again, this Staedtler Lumocolor Permanent, another permanent marker. those are the 4 that I would say bled through. In terms of show through, on the back side, compared to other 90 GSM papers, this performance is pretty good. Now, the other thing that I really like about this notebook is the spine. This notebook can lay flat without too much effort, and the spine is very flexible. I really have no complaints about the spine. It is able to handle all kinds of abuse. In terms of signatures, and this isn't going to be the best way to show you, but I've counted there are 7 separate signatures in here. For 192 pages, that's relatively good, especially for a European notebook. If you go to a Japanese notebook like a Midori MD or some of the Maruman notebooks, those have a lot more, much smaller signatures, which I do consider to be better. But for a European notebook, this is very good. In the back here, here's the paper pocket, nothing really exciting there. The perforated pages are here in the back, as you would expect, and you can kind of see the crease that's already, or the line that's already happening there. In terms of features, there aren't a lot here for this style of notebook. All the pages are just Lamy ruled. There isn't any blank pages or any other special features. So it's pretty Spartan feature-wise, but the paper quality is very, very good, and that's really, I think, the standout for this notebook. So what do I like and not like about this notebook? Well, I really like the paper in this. They chose a really excellent quality paper. I can write on both sides of it with pretty much whatever fountain pen I want, and there's no bleed through and very little show through. It's not too smooth, it feels really nice to write on, and it holds the ink. The other thing that I really like about this notebook is the binding. It lays flat. You don't have to force it to lay flat. You open it up, doesn't matter if it's at the beginning or the end of the notebook, or, well, the middle is typically where it's easiest, but anyway, it will lay flat anywhere in the notebook. The other thing that I like is the colored edges and how it matches the elastic and the pen loop and one of the bookmarks. So things that I don't like about this notebook. I'm not sure I really like this silver cover. It has a nice texture to it. I prefer a, leatherette cover. I think it just has a nicer feel to me, and I think it looks a little bit better. This doesn't look particularly professional, but it's personal preference. The other thing that I don't love is the ruling. It's quite dark, especially the horizontal lines. I would have preferred to have it be more faint. When you write on this paper, you're gonna see the lines. They don't fall into the background. The other downside is the price. So in the US, the retail on this is $25. In Europe, a little under 17 euros. That price, 17 euros, is really good for the quality that you get from this notebook. $25 is pushing it. This is definitely a premium notebook. I do think it's worth the extra money over maybe a Rhodia notebook, if you don't mind the cover and the ruling. Okay, so that's it. That is the Lamy A5 Hardcover Notebook. Do you guys have this notebook? Do you like this notebook? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen, paper, and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much, and until next time.